Tonight, we continue our series of reports on the high cost of living in Maine, from housing to groceries, and how Mainers are being priced out of many things they need. Long-term care insurance is what we're focusing on tonight. Companies that provide those plans are asking the state to approve an increase in their premiums.
If approved, the state's older population would be the most affected. Pearl Small shows us how one couple from Reedfield is finding themselves priced out of the plan they thought they could depend on.
With a husband who has Alzheimer's, daily life for this devoted wife involves a lot of doctor's appointments and planning for the long term.
We bought it 15 years ago trying to plan for the future.
Though she asked to keep their identities hidden, this woman wanted to speak with us about her experience with a long-term insurance plan she and her husband purchased. She tells us since signing up for the plan, rates have gone up 6 times and the premiums have doubled.
I really feel like I can't afford to let it go now because there's a good chance he'll need it in the not so far future.
She says if her husband ever needs more care than she can provide at home, she hoped the plan would be their safety net, helping cover the cost of a care facility. But now she's dealing with the news that her rates might be going up again. In the last long-term care forum meeting, her provider, Genworth, requested that the Maine Bureau of Insurance approve a rate hike, saying it's the only way the company can afford to keep paying out claims.
We have seen that claims continue to cost more and occur with a higher frequency than originally anticipated.
If the rates are approved, this couple says their premiums would increase by 211%.
It's like I can't afford to get it and I can't afford not to get it.
So you're kind of hoping the Bureau of Insurance will step in here?
Yes.
So this rate request was submitted to us in November. It's March. We're still analyzing it. We're still asking questions. We're still pushing back on the carriers.
Maine Bureau of Insurance Superintendent Robert Carey says his agency has to determine whether the increase is unfair. They could still outright reject the rate hike or reduce it, but they have to account for the needs of the insurance companies.
One thing we don't want to happen is for the company to go out of business and to be left holding the bag.
Carey says it's a tricky balance because they don't want to put Maine people who rely on these plans at risk.
I have to live. I have increases like everybody else, you know, food and electricity and oil. And yeah, if it's all going to long-term care, I'm not going to be able to afford it.
In Auburn, Pearl Small, News Center, Maine.
Superintendent Carey also said there is no set deadline for a decision on the price increase.
Once they do make a decision, providers are required to give customers at least 90 days notice before any changes.